हाय फ्रेंड्स। आज हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं पी रेशियो। पी रेशियो क्या होता है? लेट्स स्टार्ट फ्रॉम बेसिक। जस्ट थिंक यू आर अ इन्वेस्टर और आपको एक कंपनी खरीदनी है। व्हाट वुड यू लुक फॉर? द फर्स्ट थिंग, यू नो what the valuation of the company, and how, and there are various methods which drive the valuation of the company, and one of the method is earnings into a multiple is equal to valuation. So let's say you're 100, your profit is 100, and your multiple is 10, then the company valuation is thousands, and in 1,000 rupees you can buy a company. So as you know, it is driven by two factors: earnings and multiple. Let's discuss both of them separately. Earnings is basically the reported profit after tax of any of the company in the most recent annual audited year. So that's the profit after tax of the company, which shows the ability of the company to kind of generate that level of profit. And the multiple is something, it is driven by the country, it is driven by the industry they operate into. It is also driven by the market positions they have, the brands they own, how, what are the potential in the particular space they operate. Are they a global company? Are they a local company? So just to give you a context, India as a country, in terms of, look over all the listed companies, have one of the highest P ratios in entire world in terms of all the stock exchanges. So let's say a P ratio of TCS, Infosys, Wipro is around 35 to 45. A P ratio for government companies, are in a range of 8 or 9 to 20. A P ratio of companies which are very brand oriented like Nestle, HUL, Asian Paints, Pidilite. So for example, they have lot many brands. Their P ratio tends to between 45 to 75. Now this actually means is that, just if you think about, it means that you could pay 75 times of the annual profit if you want to buy that company, which seems to be quite a lot, but it is not the case. Uh, for example, let's say, because P ratio is driven by a historical profit number which is already achieved. The right way to look into is that, looking at the trend of the business or the company, what profit it is going to achieve in the next 5 years. So let's say, as we discussed, another example, the profit is 100, P is 10, hence the valuation is 1,000 right now. That's what the market data shows you. But let's say you assume that the profit in next 5 years is going from 100 to 200 at the fifth year, and then automatically you see the P ratio is 5. So it drastically reduced by 50 percentage in that sense, because market does not consider the historical profits. Market is being always considers the future profit when it comes to a valuation of the company. So whenever you look at P ratio, you will understand the P ratio usually would be very high, and hence you understand what are the prospects of companies growing in, what is this positioning in industry, how much market share they own, are they famous, are they not famous, what do you think the company will do, and all those aspects. And then you try to understand, is this PE ratio of a next, when you talk in terms of next 5 years profitability, is this still in a reasonable space and within industry benchmark? Then definitely it's a good buy. And as you know, there are other videos which we will produce, but P ratio is not the only thing which you will look. But yeah, you cannot ignore it. It is one of the most important thing and a very basic thing to look into it. For example, if a P ratio is substantially very high, like 150, 200, that effectively means a company is clearly overvalued. And tend to, you will often not invest in those companies. If you invest, you are more prone to lose the money. Thank you for joining us today. We will come up in such a way with such learnings in next videos. Thank you.